Hey guys, Nate here with the Volunteer Tech Vlog. I am stumped. I am making this video after taking apart my iMac, my 27-inch all-in-one iMac computer circa 2009. And I'm just trying to talk through what I should do and see if anybody out there in the YouTube community has any advice or can help me out. I was so today is Saturday. It's about like 5 in the afternoon, and I last night I had my iMac up on my workbench, and I was tweeting out like, okay, like here goes. I'm gonna try to take apart this iMac, you know, time for a hard drive update. So I took a little picture of the iMac up on the bench, tweeted it out, and Dave Dolphin, hey Dave, he was tweeting back at me. I guess he's got a background in IT before he did the whole worship pastor thing. So that was really cool of him, by the way. I really appreciate that. He was kind of tweeting some you know, tech support stuff, basically. Oh, did you try this? Did you try that? Etc. etc. And you know, try holding down this key and this, you know, try doing that. And it was good because I had basically exhausted all my options, and so I was trying to figure things out. But okay, let me back up and explain the whole situation. So let's see, Labor Day weekend. It was Monday, well, Labor Day, and I just put the kiddos down for a nap. And I'm thinking, okay, let me go crank out do some video production or work on, I had a little Lego video I was working on with my daughter. We did like a little Millennium Falcon, so I was gonna do some, you know, quick little time-lapse video and edit that together. And so I went to turn on my computer, and it had been slowing down. So I run Final Cut Express 4 on the iMac, and I was running OS 10.6.8, so not Yosemite. I wasn't up to date because I really didn't care about staying up to date. I really just wanted to use Final Cut Express, and Apple has kind of abandoned Final Cut Express. So you know, I don't even think it's fully compatible with Yosemite. I think parts of Final Cut might work, but that's the workflow that I really like and was in the habit of using. So, you know, why upgrade the OS if the primary reason for using the computer is to use a specific version of software that is no longer supported with the OS. So anyway, I was using the older OS. I was using Final Cut Express 4, and what was happening was I was starting to like drop frames, like when I was playing back video in Final Cut. And this, so things, there were definitely like, so if, in typical use on Final Cut, like if you're trying to play back video and do like some other things like on the side, you'll get like a pretty typical error message that comes up basically saying, look, you're low on memory, you're trying to do too many things, and basically the video you're trying to play back or the process that you're trying to execute will stop, and you'll get this little error message saying, whoa, basically you got too much stuff going on all at once, settle down. You know, you're maxing out the memory, maxing out processing power, whatever. That's always happened because it's just when you reach whatever that limit is, when you've got, you know, video exporting or what have you, things like that happen. So what I noticed just recently in the last, you know, few weeks, I would just be playing back video and doing nothing else extra. Just the act of playing back a video would all of a sudden it would start dropping frames, and I'd get that same error message that I normally would only get when I was doing like a million things at once, which is, you know, to be expected. But I was getting that same error message when I was just doing some very basic things. So that was my first clue that like, something's a little funny. And, you know, I kind of just carried on. And then so back to Labor Day, I'm sitting down, my son's taking a nap, I'm gonna get some work done. And the Mac never finishes booting up. So I get to my background screen, I see my little, you know, starscape. I like that like purple space background. I keep that old classic, you know, backdrop on the Mac. So the background image comes up, and then I get the spinning beach ball. And it spins, and it spins, and it spins, and it spins. And after like 25 minutes, I'm like, this 25 minutes of primo nap time when daddy can get stuff done what's going on here, Mr. Mac? So I forced shut down because obviously after 25-30 minutes, it's stuck. The computer's hung up. It's not going to just magically get better. Or, you know, I wasn't going to wait around for 8 hours to see if it did. So I go to start it up again, and now I don't get a background image. I just get the gray screen with the Apple logo and like a little circle, like a gear almost, kind of a spinning circle bar-ish thing. I don't even know what to call it, but the Apple logo, and then like basically a buffering type of icon underneath the Apple logo, and then that lasts for like 25 minutes. And so now I'm thinking like, geez, I burned almost an hour's worth of primo get stuff done time waiting for my Mac to turn on. This is a problem. So I try holding down the Option key after the chime. I try holding down, you know, Command R. I tried all the different things, and you know, there was somewhat responsive, but I never was able to, you know, get to the point where I could like reformat the drive or anything like that. Like, it's just, I could do a little bit, but I could never actually get the thing to boot again. So that's when I figured, you know what, I'll take it down into the Genius bar, because I remembered, hey, there was a recall on the hard drive. So I'm thinking, oh geez, there was a recall on the hard drive back in 2013. You know, it's 2015 now. Like, maybe my hard drive decided to just bite the dust. So let me take it to the Genius bar. So I book an appointment the Wednesday after Labor Day, and I take it down to Legacy Place in Dedham, Massachusetts, and I book a Genius, and he does his thing, and he troubleshoots, he turns it on, he turns it off. I probably spent a half hour with this Genius, which is probably more time than they really want to spend doing that type of thing. But he was a nice guy, and meanwhile, the whole Apple event is going on in the background, because this happened to be the day that Apple held their big unveiling event where they talked about the new Apple TV, the new iPad Pro, the new watch or colors of the iWatch, you know, whatever. They're doing their big event, so all this, like, there's all this fanfare in the background, and I'm sitting there like, I just want my computer to turn on. I just want it to turn on. And anyway, the Genius gets it to the point where I get to the point where I'm like, dude, you know what? I've got Time Machine. If you can just wipe the drive and give me a fresh OS install, I'm cool with that. I probably only lost, you know, a couple hours worth of data. It's not a big deal. I've got most of this stuff backed up on Time Machine. So he says, okay, cool, I'll reformat. He tries to reformat for me, and he can't reformat. He gets to the point where he's like, you know, setting up about, like, initializing, I'll say. I don't know what the exact term is. He's getting to the point where he's initializing the reformat, and it gets hung up. He tries again, and it gets hung up. He tries a third time, and he can't reformat this hard drive. And I'm like, oh, he's like, he needs a new hard drive, you know? So I'm like, okay, he needs a new hard drive. Get on Amazon. No, first I go to everymac.com, and I look up by serial number. I figure out, you know, the exact specs of my Mac. Then I go to Amazon. I look up what hard drives are, you know, available that match that spec, and I pick out a Toshiba 4 terabyte drive, and so I get that on Amazon, 2-day shipping. It comes on Friday. Friday night comes. Now we're back to like where I originally started this video. I got my Mac up on my bench. It's Friday night, and I'm taking the thing apart and I'm tweeting about it. Dave Dolphin's chiming in, and I put the new hard drive in per the advice of the Genius. And you know, I follow all the steps. I download a guide from iFixit, and the guides from iFixit are actually really good. Let me just pause for one moment. So the guides from iFixit are great. So I was going through step by step. I had 4 little connectors: a ribbon connector, a display power connector. I had a hard drive heat sensor connection, little 2-pin connector. I had like a big old like 30-pin like IO board, logic board connector. So those are the 4 connection points that I physically touched or removed. Then I took out the old hard drive. I took off the mounting hardware off of the old hard drive, and then I mounted it onto the new hard drive. I put the new hard drive in there. I put everything all back together, dusted off the glass with my microfiber towels. This is all very involved stuff. And then I fired up again with that new hard drive in there. I put in the installation disk. I'm holding down, Command R. I'm holding down Option. I'm trying to, boot to the recovery mode, or try to do a fresh install. And it's just a white screen at this point. I'm not even getting the Apple logo and the little buffering thing. I'm just getting a white screen. And so that's where I'm at right now. So I don't know what to do. And I took it to the Genius again for the second time today. And he basically told me, hey, since you took the thing apart yourself and tried to put a new hard drive in there, there's nothing I can do. I can't take the thing apart. So I don't know. I'm stumped. I think I've talked for 11 minutes now, maybe almost 12 minutes now, about where I'm at with this iMac, and I'm not really sure what to do, because I just invested in a 4 terabyte drive because I was under the impression all it needed was a new drive, and pop that sucker in, and how hard could it be to just do a fresh OS install? Apparently it's pretty difficult, or it really wasn't the drive. There's something else that's wrong with this machine. So today I took it, like I said, I took it to the Genius that second time, and it was a different guy that I talked to at the Genius bar. I got the last appointment for Saturday, and I just wanted to make sure I wasn't missing something, simple about doing a fresh OS installation. And he confirmed that it wasn't a software thing. He said there's probably something wrong with the connections inside, because we're getting video, we're getting audio, and he said, it looks like it's, obviously it's powering up. We're hearing the chime. The logic board seems to be functioning properly. When you take the RAM out, it beeps at you. So now I'm kind of stuck. I'm like, geez, do I take it to Simply Mac or what? I'm not quite sure. So if you've got any advice, or you've done this before, I'd love to hear from you. I did some searches for the white screen of death, and there's a lot of people that have experienced the white screen of death for different reasons. I've not found any blog posts or threads or videos or anything that describes the exact situation where I'm in, where I install a new hard drive and get the white screen of death. So there's definitely some funny things going on, and I'm all for investing some money and getting the thing fixed so it lasts another 4 or 5 years. But I'm not sure if I should just go with a PC now or what. I'm kind of stumped. So any help you can suggest or recommend would be greatly appreciated. All right. That's where I'm at with the iMac. Not sure how this is going to go down, but I will see you in the next video.